Here are 8 amazing games like Cult of the Lamb and why you might enjoy them. Moonlighter. If you enjoy the combat and moving from room to room, looting, exploring, and fighting bosses in Cult of the Lamb, then Moonlighter will be a good match for you. While you're not managing a cult back home, you're improving a town when you're not out there fighting and collecting resources. Your town will improve your gear and items and increase your capabilities, allowing you to become an even more powerful force while out fighting and exploring. Children of Morta. Children of Morta is another solid roguelike with a unique atmosphere and mechanics, where you take control of different members of a household, each with their own abilities. When you're not out adventuring and fighting monsters, you can improve your household in various ways. Children of Morta might not have you managing a cult per se, but what is family, if not a cult who are mostly all related to you by blood? Hades. If you enjoy the roguelike combat and progression of Cult of the Lamb, along with the fact that it has a nice narrative and overall theme, then I recommend checking out Hades. Hades is a phenomenal game with an amazing narrative and gameplay. It mostly matches the room-to-room combat and counter system of Cult of the Lamb, but the flow of combat is a little quicker and more varied with the different weapons and their upgrades you'll have access to. Hades is easily one of my favorite roguelikes with some nice meaningful progression and increasing challenge as you play, along with the fact that you can improve your home, mostly aesthetically, when you're not out bashing monsters and trying to escape hell. Nobody Saves the World. If you're looking for something that matches Cult of the Lamb's overall adventurous feel, while diverging from some of its specific mechanics, such as combat and running a small cult, then you might find Nobody Saves the World to be of a similar gaming mouthfeel, in the sense of adventure and unique mechanics. In this action RPG about changing your form and mix and matching different abilities while exploring and beating evolving dungeons. Honey, I Joined a Cult. If it's the cult-leading theme you like about Cult of the Lamb, then Honey, I Joined a Cult has a similar cult-leading management vibe to Cult of the Lamb, but the mechanics are fundamentally different. Instead of going out and slaying evil cultists yourself, you're managing a burgeoning cult in a more simulation management style game, where you have to keep your cultists in a good mood while also extracting all their potential and making you a more powerful leader. If you're also a fan of Prison Architect and RimWorld, Honey, I Joined a Cult will surely be a good fit for your gaming needs. Rogue AI Simulator. If you don't mind diverging from the hack-and-slash combat mechanics of Cult of the Lamb, then you might be interested in Rogue AI Simulator, where you manage a test facility of human subjects. You can furnish the facility for your subjects' needs, provide for them, and send them out on missions, and ultimately use them to protect yourself in a tower defense-like combat system when your facility is attacked. Rogue AI Simulator matches that feel of taking care of a group of people in a simulation management style with progression elements, while offering some nice gameplay mechanics of its own. Streets of Rogue. If you want an action roguelike that leans away from Cult of the Lamb a little more than the others, then you may want to give Streets of Rogue a try. Streets of Rogue offers a more free-form roguelike combat experience, where you're breaking into rooms and finding loot and defeating enemies of opportunity, all to get what you need in order to become more powerful, either with abilities or items. The challenges to unlock some of the character choices are fun and the game has a lot to offer. There's no main narrative, but there are a lot of different ways to play, including having some very loyal followers, not unlike cult members, follow you around and help keep you safe. Backpack Hero. Finally, we have Backpack Hero. The gameplay is more of an inventory management game, where you thoughtfully situate items in your backpack in order to defeat enemies in all sorts of interesting ways as you move from room to room. There's no cult, but there is a town full of upgrades for you to invest your hard-earned resources in when you come out of the dungeon. Backpack Hero is a pretty original take on the roguelike genre, with some amazing progression and a really fun core gameplay loop that it keeps expanding on as you play. If you don't mind something with a little less action and no real cult, well, Backpack Hero might be worth checking out, if you enjoy unique roguelike mechanics and lots of progression. And those are the 8 amazing games that I think you'll enjoy if you like Cult of the Lamb. You can check the description of this video for links to each game on Steam.